The Department of Health and Human Services, they announced they will freeze all child care payments to the state of Minnesota. But at the state level, officials reportedly haven't taken away any of the funding for any of the more than 50 facilities they're looking into. That includes the Quality Luring, as we know it to be called now. It's the Learning Center that we've been talking about. President Trump, he took to Truth Social stating this in terms of much of the Minnesota fraud, up by 90%, is caused by people that came into our country illegally from Somalia. Congresswoman Omar, an ungrateful loser who only complains and never contributes, is one of the many scammers. Did she really marry her brother? Lowlifes like this can only be a liability to our country's greatness, send them back from where they came. Somalia, perhaps the worst and most corrupt country on earth, make America great again. Never have to question President Trump there, Ike. But Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, he also reacted, posting on X, stating the following: "This is Trump's long game. We've spent years cracking down on fraudsters. It's a serious issue, but this has been his plan all along. He's politicizing the issue to defund programs that help Minnesotans." So what are state officials doing here? And your thoughts on Tim Walz's reaction?
Well, certainly there's no mystery of how President Trump feels about it. It's unraveling, though, I would say, for Tim Walz. I mean, I think this is a real challenge for him to maybe even be able to keep his job. He's going to have to appear before the House Oversight Committee along with some other Minnesota state reps in the new year. And I find it odd because Tim Walz had the COVID snitch line during COVID, report people if they're not wearing a mask or not at home by the curfew. What he should have been doing is having a fraud tip line that he was focusing on. But unfortunately, Minnesota is sort of looked at now as the land of 10,000 scams, not 10,000 lakes. And the hardworking taxpayers are the ones that are footing the bill. This is completely demoralizing. It's disheartening. And it really is flies in the face of people that are trying to do the right thing and pay their taxes and work hard. And this is, I believe, a major, this is not going away. This is going to be a major PR problem for Tim Walz and those in power in Minnesota.
Yeah, and the YouTuber Nick Shirley, who was pictured there, he has over 130 million views on X. It's one of the strongest performing videos ever on X. What do you make of his report there, Robin? And also, how do you think this will affect Minnesota in general in terms of upcoming elections? Of course, Minnesota is deeply blue, but do you think this ultimately could turn the state red?
I kind of doubt that. I think Minnesotans genuinely love Governor Walz, but Ike is absolutely correct. This ain't going away anytime soon, and he singed the hairs when he talked about the land of 10,000 frauds. Ouch. That really hurt. And it's true because there's rampant fraud and abuse right now in Minnesota, and it's got to be answered. And I hate that children will suffer. That's what I hate the most about all of this. Somalians have been coming into Minnesota since the 90s, so that's nothing new here. But clearly there's something wrong here, and it needs to be investigated. So I'm glad they're doing it, Krisha.
Yeah, I'm glad they're doing it too. And to speak of the children, I mean, many of these places, they weren't even children there. So they're taking advantage of programs that could have been helpful to people in need.